If you are new to William Blake, or if he is an old friend of yours for many years, this is a really perfect book for anybody to read, either as an introduction or as a way to expand your knowledge about him. For me, he's made a big influence on my life, but it's not like I know his works inside and out. He has this huge cosmology of creatures, deities that he created. And it is so rich and fantastic, and it takes studying all of his works to really get to know it. And so, this John Higgs does a great job of bringing into the present day thinking what we know about William Blake and where he sits in history. Because he was such a fascinating character. He was basically unknown in his lifetime, but he was such a hardcore visionary of the world to come. And he had visions his entire life. He had fourfold sight, as he said. It wasn't just seeing things once in a while, it was there a lot. He was seeing and talking with angels, like his hero Swedenborg, who he eventually turned on because Swedenborg only wanted to see angels. And Blake said, you need to see the devils as well. And it's one thing that I learned in this book of something that's talked about with horror in Blake circles is something known as the Tatham Holocaust. There was this painter, Frederick Tatham, who got to take over Blake's writings after he died. He took care of his wife, Catherine, and was a friend later in his life. But he also came under the influence of this radical conservative preacher named Irving and decided sex was bad. And so many pieces of art, of his engravings, his drawings, of his unwritten works went into the fires, and we will never know how much was destroyed, but it was everything to do with sex. And so what we have right now is still strongly sexual, but it could have been so much more, and we'll never really know. And so it's one of those things of the lost works of history that just haunt you. There's so many. But back to Blake himself. This was just such a wonderful look at what an amazing person he is. I think he's one of the most important artists of the last couple of centuries, and it renewed my interest in just diving in more to learning about his work. So this is wonderful background for either newbies or old timers alike.